No Longer at Ease is a 1960 novel by Chinua Achebe, a Nigerian professor, poet, and literary critic, and it serves as a sequel to his renowned work Things Fall Apart. The story revolves around Obi Okonkwo, a member of the Igbo ethnic group, who pursues his dream of studying in Britain, leaving his home in southeastern Nigeria. Upon returning, he joins Nigeria's civil service, a colonial institution, which prompts him to confront the complex relationship between the Western world and the diverse African cultures it has historically oppressed. The novel delves into the events that lead to Obi accepting a bribe, highlighting the moral and societal challenges he faces. Its title draws from T.S. Eliot's poem, The Journey of the Magi, where the speaker reflects on feeling displaced and no longer comfortable in their original setting. The story commences with a glimpse of Obi Okonkwo's trial after his arrest in a sting operation. It then rewinds to the period before he embarks on his education in England. His law education is sponsored by the Umofia Progressive Union (UPU), comprised of urban businessmen from rural villages. The UPU expects Obi to return to Nigeria and protect the Igbo people from British colonialism. However, during his time in England, Obi decides to study English instead of law and meets his future girlfriend, Clara Okeke, at a school dance. Upon completing his undergraduate degree, he relocates to Lagos, residing with his friend Joseph, and secures a job with Lagos Scholarship Board, where he interviews promising students for potential university scholarships. On one of Obi's early days at the scholarship board, a man attempts to bribe him to secure funding for his sister, but Obi firmly rejects the offer. Shortly after, the man's sister herself approaches Obi and proposes a sexual exchange for the nomination. Again, Obi declines the inappropriate proposition. While working at the scholarship board, Obi becomes enamored with Clara, who confides in him about her difficult secret. She is an OSU, a person shunned by their community's customs. Due to her OSU status, Igbo traditions forbid Obi from marrying her. This creates a conflict for Obi, torn between his desire for a traditional marriage and his love for Clara. Despite the social barriers, he resolves to marry her. However, Obi faces opposition from his father, a Christian who disavows certain traditional Igbo customs. He refuses to grant his blessing for Obi to marry Clara because of her pariah status. Simultaneously, Obi's mother is in the final stages of a terminal illness and pleads with her son not to marry Clara until she passes away. She even threatens suicide if Obi goes against her wishes. Obi shares his parents' opinions with Clara, which shocks her, leading her to decide against marrying Obi. Despite this, she reveals that she is pregnant with their child. Obi supports Clara in getting an illegal abortion, with her consent, but the experience deeply traumatizes her, causing her to distance herself from him during her recovery. Meanwhile, Obi faces financial struggles, unable to manage his mounting bills, including the costs of the illegal abortion, repaying the UPU loan, and fulfilling his promise to support his siblings' education. Amidst his personal turmoil, Obi's mother passes away, and he is so consumed by grief that he cannot bear attending her funeral. Instead, he decides to use the money he would have spent on travel to contribute to the funeral expenses and assist his father with household necessities. As Obi's health improves, he undergoes a transformation in his perspective towards his job. Disillusioned by the seemingly unattainable goal of a just Nigeria, he begins to succumb to the prevailing system of corruption and starts accepting bribes. In his eyes, the world appears irreparably broken, governed by a web of financial incentives. As the novel reaches its tragic climax, Obi attempts to embrace a more positive outlook on his role in Nigeria and reluctantly accepts what he believes will be his final bribe. Little does he know that this bribe is part of a well-orchestrated sting operation by the Nigerian government to apprehend corrupt civil servants. Obi's acceptance of the bribe leads to his arrest and imprisonment, awaiting trial. No Longer at Ease poignantly highlights the catch-22 predicament faced by many Africans in modern society. Frustrated by their inability to bring about substantial change in a country still influenced by colonial interests, they often find themselves resorting to the very corruption they aim to eradicate. Achebe's novel artfully exposes this challenging dilemma in intricate detail, yet its central character, Obi, falls short of providing a definitive solution. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.